true. It's in the book, and I asked Carlos Santana, do you remember the story the same way as in the book? He said, yeah, I remember the same way. By the way, Ralph used to tour with Carlos back when they shared the same back line. I mean, like, they're really old friends. He was one of the people that introduced Neil Sean to Carlos to get Neil in the band. So, long story. Long time ago.
Many years ago.
Long story. So, and what was the amp that Carlos and you were playing through? Was it
GK's Gallon.
Was it Gallon
Made
Crew?
at Richard's garage.
In Richard's garage, yeah. A long time ago. All right, so here's the story. I went to Meriwether Post Pavilion, which is the place where Miles of Isles, I think, was the Joni Mitchell record. It was a big shed, you know. And and I wanted to show him the guitar. And so I showed the guitar to the roadie, and the roadie said, well, I don't know. And I said, why don't you just take it in the backstage and show it to him? He goes, you'll trust me with it? I said, what are you going to do, steal it? He goes, no. He says, okay. So he takes it in, and I don't think much about it. I'm sitting backstage. And here John Gabriele comes out of the thing and goes like this. And I went, okay, so I walk back in there, and Carlos is going to town on a little pig nose, and every single note is feeding back. And this was a mahogany guitar with P90s in it, okay? And they're all feeding back beautifully. And he goes, this is great. There's a picture of Jesus there on the thing. There's lots of incense, and Carlos is playing his ass off. So he looks through the book I had with all the different pages. I brought scrapbooks of all the different people I had, and he saw this curly maple guitar that I had made for a guy in a band called Face Dance or whatever. He goes, I want one of those. And I said, fine. He gives me his name and his phone number and his home address, and he gives it me on a card. He says, but I want to try the guitar tonight and make sure it's fine on the stage. So fine, I don't think much about it. Carlos Santana's just ordered a guitar for me. Very cool, right? Okay. Very cool. Right? So he takes it out on the stage. I mean, he goes out and he starts playing. And this was he was running this band with an iron fist. This was like everybody was on edge to make sure it was really something. And Alex Lidgerwood's backstage huffing cigarettes as fast as he can because he knows he's got to go back out and sing. I'm telling you, this band was on fire. Leon Chancellor was playing drums, Naduga was playing drums, and this was something. He pulls the guitar out about the fourth song, puts it on, plays 4 notes, and waves it off. The guy comes and takes the guitar and he finishes the set. I don't know really what's happened, but it didn't go real good. So there it is at the end of the show. He's sitting on one of the road cases, and he goes, deal's off. Didn't sound good through my rig. I said, it's the pickups. Those are P90s. You need humbuckers. He said, no, deal's off. Now he knows I've got this card in my pocket. I have his home phone number. Right? And I begged him. I said, it's the pickups. I swear to God, I'll get some pickups from Seymour Duncan. I know it's the pickups because at the time I wasn't making pickups, right? And I'll get them. Let me send you the pickups. No. He finally, reluctant, I begged him, please, it's the pickups. He goes, okay, send me the pickups. He has the grace not to ask me for the card. I called Howard Leese. And I had made Howard Leese a single pickup curly maple guitar with an arm, which is what he wanted. I said, Carlos Santana would like to, can he borrow the guitar? And Howard says, sure, Carlos is a great player. I'd love to lend him the guitar. I'll send it down. I'm going on vacation. I'll send it in the flight case where I go. And they were recording the Z-Bop record at the time. And he sends it off, and Howard goes on vacation. Now, there's no cell phones at this time, right? It's a 4-number combination on the case, and they can't open it. And this flight case shows up, and Carlos is pissed. He knows there's something in that case. These musicians at very high level can tell the future. They have a feeling for it. It's very weird. And he knows there's something in that case he wants, and he can't get it, and he's not happy. And John Gabriele's calling Howard Leese, trying to get the combination, but Howard's on vacation. He's gone. Right? They have no idea where he is. They call me, what's the combination? I have no idea. I'm trying to call Howard, I have no idea. John swears to God to this day that combination came to him in his sleep. And he comes in the next day, pops it in, case opens, and Carlos starts to use the guitar for all the solos on the Zebop record. And I get a phone call. Well, Carlos really likes this guitar. You're not getting it back. And we're not paying for it, and this conversation's over. That's Howard Lee's guitar. I'll make him another one. So we opened up the back. There's a capacitor on the volume control. That's why it sounds good, right? I went, no, it's got nothing to do with the cap on the volume control. That's the guitar. It's got Duncan Custom in it. I'm talking as fast as I possibly can. You are not getting the guitar back, it's over. But if he wanted another one, he'd want a bass pickup in it. All right. So, I mean, literally, you're not getting the guitar back, we're not paying you for it, and go away. I called Howard Lee, said, but Howard, can Carlos borrow the guitar for another month? Will I make him? I'm sure, it's fine. Of course he can borrow it. Okay, Howard, I never told Howard that he'd stolen the guitar from me, okay? So I make the other guitar. I spend all month making the other guitar. And I get it, and I sit down, and I had called Seymour, he made me pickups for it, and the whole bit. And we get done, and I sit down with this little magnetone amp, and every note fed back. Every single note was like an EBow. And I went, oh, magic guitar, right? So I put it in the case, in a flight case, in a blue Les Paul flight case, because there was no such thing as a PRS case at the time. And I shipped it out, Federal Express. They had just started Federal Express. And the phone doesn't ring. First day, phone don't ring. The second day, third day, phone don't ring. And I called up, and I said, what happened? And John Gabriele says, well, I'm not so sure. But he's willing to give the other guitar back. So Carlos gets on the phone. He says, well, this was an accident of God. And we're done. Except I need a spare. Well, how would you like it different? Well, maybe this one could have a tone control on it, because the first one didn't have a tone control. All right, fine. So, it's an accident of God, swear to God. It's recent. So I go to Constitution Hall the day it's made, and they're playing at Constitution Hall. And it was always weird that the day the guitars were made, the guys would be on tour in D.C. That happened. It was really kind of strange. And I bring the guitar to the road crew, and they plug it in. It sounds beautiful. And so Carlos comes out, and he greets everybody in the band. He's in a good mood, and they put the guitar on him, and he's playing away. And he turns around to John, and he says, my guitar's got no high end. John says, turn up the tone control. Carlos says, my guitar doesn't have a tone control. Turn up the high end. John said, turn up the tone control. Carlos turns around, he says, would you? He picks up the guitar and he goes, he couldn't tell it was a different guitar. Very good, right? He goes, where's Paul? I'm over here. He played the guitar all night long. I was in tears. It was awesome. He told me it was an accident of God. Again, yeah. So I made him another one. Seymour Duncan had asked me to make a guitar for the NAMM show, and he wanted to put his new Firebird pickups in it, so I did that. And he didn't say much about that one, and I made him a double neck. And he calls me up after the double neck, and he goes, okay, you're a guitar maker. He made me earn his respect. He was not going to give it to me, which I think is awesome. Now think about it as a songwriter. You write a hit song for him, it's an accident of God. Second hit song, accident of God. Third hit song, maybe we got something here. Fourth one, don't say anything. Fifth one, maybe, it's Bernie Taupin and Elton John. Maybe we got something here, right? And he made me earn his respect. And he has been more consistent with me than I've been with him. He calls me every Christmas and thanks me, sends me flowers on my birthday.
When did he start paying you for these?
Who said that? He gave me $2,000 for that.
Which one was that?
That was the first one. He gave me
So
$2,000.
eventually he pays you.
No, he paid me for all of them. I didn't want to cash the checks. It's Carlos Santana's name on his check. I photocopied the checks and cashed them. Of course I got paid.
He said he wasn't gonna pay you.
No, he was gonna steal the first one. He paid me for the one I made.
Okay.
And I said, how much is it gonna be? $2,000. Okay, fine, but I wasn't gonna get paid till he was loved it. There was always a deal though. If you don't fall in love with it, you don't have to pay me. That was always the deal with all these guys. And they would never agree to have a guitar made unless that deal was to come true. So if I gave me a deposit, I'll give you your deposit back. If they didn't give me a deposit, if you don't fall in love with it, I'll give you you don't have to buy it, and you know. And they were like, you mean like it, right? I'm going, no, you have to fall in love with it. Under that deal,